I'm Joni, and this is Therapeutic Yoga. I'm glad that you're here with us today. We're going to focus a little bit on our hips today. The only thing that you might need would be a strap or a towel or a tie, and I'll kind of give you that information when we get into that place. So let's go ahead and get started coming into a seat that is comfortable for you. So we can sit with our legs crossed. We can come with our legs in a diamond shape. So find something that is suitable for you, that is the most comfortable place for you. So once we come into that seat, we want to sit up nice and tall and let your eyes come to closed. So focusing in on the breath. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale it out of the mouth. And just doing that a few times. Inhale, breath, and exhale. Good. One more turn. Inhale and exhale. Let's take the tip of the tongue now. We're going to bring it to the roof of the mouth right behind the front teeth. And let the jaw be soft as we start to move that breath in and out of the nose. So we're finding full breaths in, complete breaths out. About that breath moving in from the bottom, the middle, and the top, and then exhaling, emptying from the top, middle, and bottom. So feel your abdomen expand, feel the ribs expand, the chest rise, and then exhale, the chest drops, the ribs draw in, the belly draws to the spine. Bring those hands together to heart center, to Anjali Mudra, letting the thumbs rest right there at the heart center. On that inhale, feel your chest rise to meet the thumbs. And exhale, let the shoulders drop down. Bowing in, we're going to take a moment here for you. You can set intentions, prayers, dedications, or just continue to observe body and breath. And let your eyes come into the room. We're going to start to reach those arms up and overhead on the inhale and exhale down through heart center. Time reaching up. Exhale down. Let that chin come to the chest. Let the hands rest in the lap. And just taking a nice little turn of the head side to side. Good. And we're going to bring that chin back to center. And lifting the crown of the head to the sky. Inhale, reach. And we're going to bring that right hand down, lifting up through the left and taking a side angle. Stretch through the whole side body. Inhale brings us up and to the other side. So hands onto the knees, hips circles, inhale forward, exhaling around. direction. Inhale forward, exhaling around. Legs forward and just give them a little windshield wiper. Shake them out. And let's take ourselves into that diamond seat. And we're going to take it through just some seated cat-cow. So sitting up tall, take an inhale breath. On your exhale, we're going to round into cat. And inhale forward to cow. So let's think about that pelvis, the movement in the pelvis. So we start there, rounding and arching. Good. Let's take it one more time. And sitting back into neutral. Extend those legs. We're going to flex the feet, press down through the palms of the hands, and lift the heart staff. So draw the belly to the spine, reach through the heels, reach through the balls of the feet. And then release. We're going to take the soles of our feet, and this time we're walking them in a little closer, Baddha Konasana. So sit up tall, find those sits bones, and we want to press down through the knees. Sitting tall, we're going to isolate that pelvis here and just rock that pelvis front to back. So very similar to our cat-cow, but we're isolating the pelvis. Good. And we're going to come back to center and then hinging from the hip creases forward, opening into the hips, into the low back. So we can use our hands on the feet. If you're tight in those hips, hands can come behind and lift up just a bit and then hinge forward. So we're tipping the pelvis forward. And bringing it back to center. Extending those legs and give it a little shake. Good. So we're going to take it down onto our back and we're going to work a little bit more into hips and hamstrings. So we can roll down. You can hug a knee in, taking that pressure off the low back, rounding down. And once you get onto the back, hug your knees into the belly. And then just start to make some little circles. Circling out in one direction. And then we're going to circle to the other. So we get a little massage there on the sacrum. And then coming to center, let's bring those feet into the floor. So we want to have a nice neutral pelvis. We're going to take that right knee and hug into the belly. And we want to keep the foot flexed. And then let that hip soften. So here's that place where you maybe want to use a strap, or you can use an old tie or a towel, just something to give your arms a little bit more reach. So options here, if this is painful in your knee joints, if you have knee injuries, you can always hold behind the knee joint. So if we want to take this a little further, we can start to extend out through that left leg. Both feet flex, and we want to relax through that hip joint. Find your breath, full breaths in, complete breaths out. And we're going to start to work into that right hamstring. So here we begin to straighten that leg. So here again, you can use your straps, your ties, your rings around your foot. It just gives you a little bit to hold on to. And we can keep a bend in your knee. So if this is painful, if you're feeling too much stretch in the hamstring, bend the knee, and as the body starts to respond, then maybe we start to straighten, or even drawing that leg back closer to you. this is uncomfortable, if you're having a hard time keeping those hips down into the floor, you can always bring that left foot back into the mat. So we keep that sacrum down into the floor. And remember, find your breath. Take that inhale. Think of lengthening your leg as you inhale. And on the exhale, allow it to soften. Good. We're going to move on from here. So take that knee back into the belly, flexing the foot, and we're going to start to open that leg out to the right. So we're getting into that inner hip, and imagine you're going to draw that knee upward, bringing it up into your underarm. So again, you can hold behind the knee joint, around the shin, and we want to really keep that left hip down. You can place your hand there on that hip joint, draw the belly to the spine. If you want to take it a little further, maybe you're straightening that leg out to the side. But we want to make sure we're keeping the hips flat into the mat. Good. And we're going to bring that leg back through to center. Hug the knee to the belly, taking both knees in and circle. Direction and then to the other, and we're going to take it to the other side. So bringing that right foot into the mat, hug the left knee in, keeping it here. Maybe you're straightening that leg out around the shin, behind the knee. And remember, coming back into the breath. So we want to keep that breath moving. And we're going to take that heel, extend to the sky. Remember, keep those hips down. Let that left hip relax. On the inhale, reach your heel to the sky. Exhale and soften. Belly, hugging it in, and we're going to open out to the side on this side. So draw that knee up towards the underarm. Keep reaching through that right foot, or bring your foot into the mat. And remember, if you want to take it a little further, extend the leg. But if you feel pain in the knee joint or pain in the hip, bend that knee back. Shouldn't experience any pain. Good. And bringing that leg back through to center. Hug that knee in and both knees in. Little circles. And opposite direction. Good. All right, so we're going to work more into those hips. We're going to take it over onto our right side. And we're going to stack our feet, knees, and hips. So you can use your arm to extend up or extend out, whatever is comfortable for you. We want to keep that belly drawing to the spine. We're going to start off with some clamshells. So isolating that hip joint on the inhale. We're going to lift and squeeze closed. So opening on the inhale, exhale, squeeze those legs together. that top leg over the bottom. You can give that hip a little massage. And we're going to come back and extend that leg. So a few different options. We're going to lift that top leg and begin to draw some circles. So circling in one direction. And if you want to make this more intense, you can straighten that leg. Good. And taking it the opposite direction. So remember, bent or straight. You can do half and half if that feels good. Good. One more. And bringing it down. Top leg comes over the bottom. You can give that hip a little rub. And we're going to take it over onto our back. So stretching out that hip, let's extend that left heel to the sky. And we're going to cross the ankle over the knee, pressing that knee away. And we want to keep the sacrum down so those hips stay down into the mat. Press that knee away. So we should feel this in the outer left hip. If you want to take this further, a little more intensity, we can lift up through that right leg. You can loop your hands around the back of that leg. But we're pressing the sacrum down, flexing through both feet. Think of moving your breath into that outer hip. Good. And releasing down, we're going to bring those arms out to the side, palms up or down. And we're going to bring those hips over to the right. So we can let that left foot catch the floor, or you can fold the knee over and then take your gaze to the left. So nice little twist. And bring your gaze back to the sky. Uncross those legs, walk them to center, hugging in, circle out. Good. From here, we're going to take it to the other side. So as we come to the other side, we're going to stack those hips, stack knees, stack feet, and again, clamshell open and close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And remember, we want to squeeze that leg, squeezing closed. And one more. Isolating the hip joint. And bring that leg over top of the bottom. You can give that hip a little rub or a little pound. Good. And then coming back. This time we're lifting that leg up. You can extend for more intensity or bend for less. And drawing those circles. So nice range of motion. Good. One more. And then taking it in the opposite direction. Anytime you need, stop and rest. If you need to stop and stretch out, good. Last turn. And bringing that leg over top of the bottom again. You can give it a little rub. And we're going to take it onto the back and stretch out that right leg. Good. So extending that heel to the sky, flexing the foot. We're crossing the ankle over the knee, pressing that knee away. Find your breath, breathing into that outer hip. Full breaths in, complete breaths out. Good. More intensity. Remember, we can lift up. Pressing the ankle into the knee to the ankle. Maybe you press your elbow into that inner thigh, opening a little deeper. And releasing down, we're taking it into our twist. So arms come out to the side. We're going to slide those legs over to the left and the gaze to the right. So your foot can catch the floor. You can drop that knee. Following your breath. And then taking your gaze to the sky. Walking those legs back through to center, hugging the knees to the belly. Little circles. One direction and then to the other. Good. All right, we're going to come back to center. And then extending those feet to the sky. And we're going to point those toes. Our hands can come down by the side. You can walk your hands under the sacrum if you need. And we're going to open those legs and then squeezing together. So a couple of options. If you want to take a crossover, you can cross over. So if you have hip replacement, we're going to come just straight to the center. So hip replacement, folks, you're squeezing at the top. More, crossing over. So we want to keep that belly drawing to the spine. So we're using those abdominals here as well. Inhale, open, exhale to close. Center. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together to a supine Baddha Konasana. So let your heels drop towards the groin. Press your knees away and push that sacrum down. So getting a nice stretch in the inner hip, inner thigh. Great. We're going to open it up to happy baby from here. So working into those inner hips. So we just want to keep those knees wide and flex your feet to the sky. So you can hold on to the backs of your knees. You can hold your ankles. You can hold your toes. But again, push that sacrum down. Press your knees to the floor. Push your feet to the sky. And if that feels good and you want to take it a little further, maybe you want to rock it side to side. So you get a nice little massage there on the back side of the body. Great. Let's take it back to center. We're going to release those feet down to the floor. Feet about the width of your hips. Just taking those knees side to side. Let's bring it back to center. And we're going to take ourselves up into a seat. So you can roll up. You can bring yourself to the side, pressing up. And we're going to take it over into a tabletop. We're going to work a little bit more on core. So coming into a table, and let's tuck those toes under and press back through your heels. So we get a nice opening in the feet. Take an inhale breath. On your exhale, round into cat. Inhale forward to cow. So exhale cat. Inhale cow. Good. Let's take it one more breath in. And we're going to exhale. Press those hips towards the heels. Keep your toes tucking under if you can so we get a nice opening in the feet. Arms can extend out forward. And find that breath. Good. Coming back to center. Soften your toes and then sit back onto the heels so we get that stretch again in the feet. Arms can come under the forehead if you like. You can bring them by your side, or you can extend them forward. Good. So we're going to come up into our table again, and then extending that right foot back so we can bring the toes into the mat. More intensity, you're going to lift that foot, opposite arm extends. So remember, you can keep it low or extend and lift. And exhale down. So we inhale, lift, extend, exhale down. Following your breath, inhale and exhale. And one more to each side. Coming back to center. Press back, extended child's pose. Good. And bringing it up into our table. We're going to take it all the way down onto our belly and focus a little bit more into the low back here. So once you get onto the belly, tuck your toes under and just kind of wiggle those hips back. So we find a lot of space at the top of that hip crease. Turn those toes over and you're going to plug down into the tops of your feet. So think of each toenail bed as pressing down. And we're going to bring those elbows right under the shoulders, lifting up for Sphinx. Inhale and exhale. Good. Full breath in, complete breaths out. Draw that belly to the spine and lengthen down. Turn the toes in, give your hips a little wiggle. And we're going to extend those hands forward, come up onto your fingertips and draw the shoulders back, reach back through the feet. So we've been here on hands and knees, so this is a little more isolation into the low back. So we're going to reach back, right foot, left arm. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale, opposite arm, opposite leg. more, turn to each side. Bringing those toes towards each other, hands under the forehead. Give your hips a nice little wiggle. And coming back, reaching back through those feet. We're going to take those hands forward, up onto fingertips. Draw the shoulders back. This time you're going to reach back through both feet and forward through the arms. We can keep those arms extended forward. You can bring them out to the side or take them all the way down by the side. And softly landing down, you're going to bring your right ear towards the mat. Let your shoulders round forward. And then turning the head to the other side. And bringing that forehead back into the floor. We're going to bring those hands under the heads of the shoulders. Reach back through those feet. Press back through the elbows. Lift up for cobra. From here, we're going to take it all the way up and back. Extended child. Good. We're taking it up. We're going to take it into a seat. And we're going to do one more nice stretch into those hips. So let's take those feet out wide. Sitting up tall, flex through the feet. So we're going to open into the side body as well as to the top of the hip. So we're going to hinge over to the side. You can bring your forearm down to the inside and we're going to reach that arm to the sky. So we want to let that hip release all the way from the top of the hip up through the side body. Inhale brings us up and takes us to the other side. Inhale to the top. From here, we're going to hinge forward, working into those hips some more. Taking it forward, hands can come forward, tightness through the hips, hands can come behind, encouraging that pelvis forward. Use your breath. And slowly coming back up, walking those feet together. Extend and give it a little shake. Good. All right, we're going to take it back onto the back. So belly draws to the spine. We can round down. You can come to your side, lowering down. And once you get onto the back, hug those knees into the belly. Circle to the other, and then let those feet come down to the mat, arms to the side, bring those knees side to side. Good. And coming back to center, we're going to focus a little bit more into that core, so working hips and core. We're going to hug the right knee to the belly. Releasing down, hugging the left knee to the belly, releasing down. So hugging in, releasing down. So it's kind of like a bicycle. If you want to take this a little further, as you hug a knee in, you're going to extend the opposite leg out. So hugging in, extending out. Or back to where you were with the knees bent. those knees to the belly, little circles. One direction and then the other. And then releasing those feet to the floor. We're going to end up with one more twist. So here we're going to extend that right leg, ankle over the knee or the knee over the knee. And we're going to slide those hips to the right. And then bringing those legs to the left. Take your gaze to the right. We can turn that right palm to the sky, opening the shoulder. And bringing your gaze back, uncrossing the legs, walking them to center. Taking the other side, left ankle over knee or knee over the knee, slide the hips to the left. And then guide those legs to the right and your gaze to the left. And taking your gaze back to the sky, uncrossing the legs, walking them to center. Hug those knees to the belly, and then again into our happy baby. So flex those feet to the sky. You can hold the backs of your knees, your ankles, your feet. Press down through the knees, press up through the feet. Sacrum stays down. Rock it side to side if you like. Good. And then releasing those legs, we're going to come into Shavasana. So Shavasana is a very important part. Don't skip it. Let your arms extend out. Let the legs extend out long. Take a nice deep inhale breath. And as you take that inhale, hold it in. We're going to tighten up our fists, squeeze everything, clench. And now exhale, let it all go. Good. Try that again. Inhale, tighten, squeeze. Exhale, let it all go with a big sigh. Give yourself this moment to rest. Becoming aware of your breath, aware of your surroundings, and transitioning yourself, maybe coming onto a side. And if you like, you can stay there resting, or you can bring yourself back into a seat.